Hello everyone, this is Raji. In association with AKST, today let us learn about validation activity in Azure Data Factory. So, you can use a validation in a pipeline to ensure that the pipeline only continues execution once it has a validated the attached dataset reference exists, that it meets the specified criteria or timeout has been reached. So let us see this with an example. Here we have different data set. Here this is the input data set. Here in the folder container sample1 folder input we have sample test. If we see here, click on container. In sample we have folder input sample.txt. So this data is reference to that. So now let us create a new data set. Azure blob storage, continue, binary, continue. Dataset, link service, select this and click OK and click OK. In this validation dataset, go to parameters, add new parameter, folder name. Here let us give this the sales folder. Let us add this dynamically. So this is the dataset created, but this file path is not present in our container. So in these cases, validation data activity is used. Let us go to the pipeline. So in some cases, during a scheduled data load, the source data store may not be ready. That is, the files in the source folders have not been generated when the pipelines get triggered. By default, this would cause the pipeline to fail. However, Data Factory provides an easy way to halt the pipeline execution for the time being and retry later. This can be achieved by using validation activity. Search for validation activity. Here it has 3 tabs: General, Settings and User Property. Here you have to select a dataset or define a new one by selecting New button. For file-based datasets like when a folder is selected, the validation activity allows you to ignore validation of the existence of child items in the folders or requires whether the child items exist or not. Here let us select input dataset binary 1. So here we have timeout. It specifies the timeout for the activity to run. Default value is 7 days. It is sleep. A delay in seconds between validation attempts. If no value is specified, default value is 10. Minimum size. Minimum size of a file in bytes. If no value is specified, default value is 0 bytes. So this is about the dataset. So this output of the validation activity can be used as input to any other activities and referenced with those activities for any of their properties using dynamic expressions. Now we have created a dataset, validation dataset. Let us select that one. Here, let us give the validation output. Here it search for the sales folder. Let us give this validation output to copy data activity. If the validation is true, then it performs the copy activity. If it is failed, it sends a mail. It searches for the sales folder. If it is not present, the validation output is sent to webhook activity. And it sends the output that there is no activity is present. And it executes the other activities. So in here validation, if we scroll down, here we have child items. It checks if the folder has child items. It can be set to ignore, check if the folder exists only. True, checks if the folder exists has and the items in it. False, check if the folder exists and that is empty. So this is about the validation activity in Azure Data Factory. Thank you.